Welcome to Bariatric Digest.
Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button for more content from Bariatric Digest.
This is my 7th week post-op surgery.
Update.
Yeah.
So this week, LaDonna's going to talk about some of the prep that she made before her surgery. So as she came out of her surgery, she went into her puree phase, and we're going to go over some of that this week.
So before surgery, I prepared when I was fixing chicken, beef roast, or pork roast, or anything like that that I could get the stock from. I even cooked a turkey and a chicken during that time. I took that stock and I put it into a container and I strained it with one of these to get all chunks of onions, if there was any beef, any meat in
Any
there,
solids.
any solid stuff in it. And that this right here is the best thing to get, because if it goes through here, it's small enough that it's not going to hurt you. And that, so I use this, and then I pour it into one of these to drink that time. But I would put these into little containers in my freezer, so I just pull it out, put it in the microwave, heat it up, and then I had use this. This right here holds 2 ounces, but I would only fill it about halfway, and stuff.
That's all she could have at
Because
that time.
all I could have at that time is about 1 ounce, and stuff, and you know, so I would have the beef broth. I would have broths like that. I'd have Jello, and pudding is the other things I could have, and I could have applesauce. There was times though I would take the Jello and thin it out and make a drink instead of eating it as a Jello, and which was good. My biggest thing that I had problems with is my water that I was supposed to get. First thing is, I don't like the taste of water. So I went down to the dollar store, which is a place that I get these, and I got these little, they're called single
Single use.
to go.
Put them in a 16-ounce bottle of water.
Yeah, and they're sugar-free, and they're great. I put it into a bigger container of water than what it says to do, because to me it's too strong. And I use that, and that helps me drink. Because you have to get at least 64 ounces, and there's still times that's hard to get down.
I'm 7 weeks out, and she's still having difficult sometimes getting her liquid down.
Uh-huh.
And as her partner, I always have to tell her, did you drink water? Are you drinking? Are you getting enough liquids in here? Because I know when it comes my time, boy, she's going to be right on top of me to make sure that I do the same thing.
Yeah. But that's mainly what I did through the liquid stage after surgery. And you're on, at least I was on it for 2 weeks. When I went in for my 2-week appointment to the doctor, then the doctor put me on to the puree stage. And at that time, I got to eat, scrambled eggs. I ate refried beans with onions and cheese in it. I just had to, I put my onions and stuff like that. Anything that was more dense, that I would have to chew up, I did put it into my food processor to get it into smaller portions, so I wouldn't have problems with it.
And she's not eating a whole bunch at a time. You're still eating in very small amounts.
There's times I'll eat a little bit of it, and I'll set the plate and I'll let that settle before I eat another couple bites.
Yeah, that's so she can go and see if that food that she's eating is going to make her tummy upset. So she knows that that's one of her trigger foods and that she can't eat it at that stage. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean she won't be able to eat it later, because we have found foods that when she first started going to puree stage, or when she first went into the regular diets, that she could not eat.
Right.
But
It's like during my puree stage too, I took a little bit of just the spaghetti sauce that my kids were eating, just because they had a little bit of meat, and that was when I was kind of going from the puree. Because see, what you do, at least what I was doing, is I went from that and I was slowly going up to where the doctor and stuff. Because at my 6-week appointment, I got to go to regular food, and that's where I'm at and stuff. But you slowly get to start adding food during the puree stage. Just like, I mean, I took green beans and I took a fork and smushed it up. I took my hamburger and I would put it through and make it, first it was more like a baby food looking stuff, but then I made a kit where it would be more soft. Another thing too is I never had my meat, just my meat. I added it with something to make it more, had liquid in with it, because it was easier to swallow. I'm gonna say that a lot of times when you are drinking, you like to drink, gulp and drink big things. This sounds really weird, but getting it's called a 360 sippy cup, which it has this little thing right here on it, and you use your lips and push here. It only gives you a little at a time, and it keeps you from hurting yourself. The other thing that I do use, little silverware. You can get the toddler ones, and you can get them in metal, because that's what I got them, so at least I felt like I was using.
Yeah, you can find the plastic ones in a lot of different places.
Yes, and I have those too, and I've used them. It's just because if I use regular size, I still want to eat my normal, what used to be my normal way. I'm having to cut.
Retrain your brain.
Yep, and if I have to use this until it retrains, I will, and then go back to eating normal. But I use a smaller, silverware, smaller cups, everything. I mean. And then, of course, I wait 30 minutes after I eat, and then I'll have my little glass of liquid. And then I go back into my waters.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this episode up here. And then, like I said, continue watch us. We generally post on Thursdays. Sometimes, due to editing and stuff like that, we don't get them out till Fridays. But join us each week. And as we progress along her journey and mine,
he only has a few more pounds to go before he can start preparing for surgery.
That's correct. So mine's probably going to be after the first of the year. Even now, even if I qualified today, they probably wouldn't be able to get me in until after the first of the year. So, what else?
If you like our thing, if there's any comments on anything you would like to hear about that we went through, or I went through, or my husband's went through right now, post it and
put it in the comments,
and I will tell you what I've experienced.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.